time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hi, guys. Welcome back and happy Friday. Guys, there's no better way for me in my mind. If I could think, how would I want to end off my week? Well, this is the best way for me to do it. Guys, we have the #1 legal commentator on YouTube back with us, Miss Emily D. Baker. And also, we have a lot to unpack, a lot regarding Ronald Richards, Jay Edelson, Edelson PC, Erica Girardi, the whole Girardi scandal. And sometimes I read the court documents and I'm like, who am I kidding? I don't know what the hell this means. So I have to ask Emily. So with that, let's bring her up. If you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss anything coming up. Let's welcome Emily. Hi, Emily.
Hi, it's so good to see you.
It's so good to see you. It's weird not having Beverly Hills.
I know, but we get to take the anxiety out of waiting for Brittany's court hearing at 1:30 Pacific Standard Time today by talking housewives. So I'm happy to be here because I am not going to get much else done today because I'm actually nervous.
Uh-oh.
Nervous like I was going to court myself. It's very strange. It's been a weird week.
So I know that listen, guys, if anyone's new, this is what we do. But
yep. You're like, housewives. Yes, we'll get there. Don't worry.
Yes, we will get there. But now you have me curious. Why is this court date such a big deal?
Well, there's a motion to terminate the conservatorship. So Brittany's conservatorship may end today. There's no objections on file, but unlike every other court date, we used to have the remote audio access program, and then people illegally recorded it and distributed it on the internet. And the court was like, this is never happening again. And the entire county shut down remote access to the LA Superior Courts. Then it was just this ticket system, and we could have a few seats with COVID protocols. And Brittany Law Army on Twitter had been going in and out of the courtroom tag team. It's numerous attorneys that run that account so that they could keep updating Twitter, because you cannot have electronic devices in the courtroom, only pen and paper or pencil and paper. Today, the court just ruled that no one can leave the courtroom while the hearing's in progress. So it's like they're restricting it more and more and more. So we're all going to be sitting here waiting to see what happens. And then at one point, there's going to be a flood of information coming out. But all the media outlets will be silent until court's over, because the court will not let anyone leave until the hearing is done. But today might be the day. Today might be the day. Today might be the day.
Wait, so how long do you think that how long do you think they'll be in court?
Could be an hour, could be 2. It depends on what happens. And I'm not sure if somebody will come in and object without filing a motion. There's been no motions that I've seen, but it doesn't mean somebody might not do something weird. But we know that James Spears filed the motion. It's James's motion. The other conservators agree, but the court could also say, I need a more thorough plan. How is this going to work? I'm not comfortable doing this. So they still need the court on board, and the court wouldn't even let Brittany have her own attorney till July after 13 years. So I'm hopefully optimistic. I'm optimistic, but I'm cautiously optimistic.
This is never ending. No wonder you're always so busy, because this doesn't stop. I couldn't even, thank God I don't have to read the legal documents.
My head is spinning round this week with the amount of the Girardi documents are popping off. There was just a new lawsuit filed in the Alec Baldwin Rust shooting. That's the first one we're seeing in that case. There's like 40 plus in the Astro World stuff and the Kyle Rittenhouse trials going on. And when there's big trials, I'm also a lawyer. I'm curious how other lawyers are lawyering. So even though I love the pop culture the most, there's so much happening this week that I've just been like, and then Twitter popped off with Ron Richards and Jay Edelson. And I'm like, what is happening? And then that's in court documents. You're in court documents, like the whole thing.
Don't drag me into this.
I didn't drag you into it. Ron Richards did. Well, Jay Edelson did. He referred to you as the preferred YouTube podcast and linked some of your videos for things that Richards had said on your channel. It's not bad for you. It's just that's the outlet. It's like if a statement's given to people, then the link's going to be to people.com. If the statement's given to you, the link's going to be to your YouTube channel. That's all.
Ronald Richards said that I should be happy that I was mentioned in court. So okay, that's where we're at.
It's nothing bad. I mean, it just is what it is. I have been mentioned in a few court documents, and I'm always like, really? Leave me out of it. Let me do my YouTube thing over here. But sometimes it's amusing.
No,
So
I mean, listen, I always message you first every time I see that I am mentioned in any sort of court document regarding to, Erica Girardi. Actually, I believe you contacted me first the first time. And then this last time I messaged you like, I'm scared again.
Same thing about the first time when I gave you the heads up not to worry. Look, if your name's not in the top bit, you don't have to really worry about it all that much. It's kind of ancillary.
Okay. Okay. Well, time for fun time. Thank you so much for the super chat. I feel like I'm waiting for my little sister to be freed from jail. Aww. And Refit, thank you for the super sticker. We appreciate you. All right. I do want to jump into this Erica Girardi legal drama update because yes, I did have Ronald Richards on my channel yesterday, and he wanted to come on and pretty much talk about, he saw that there were a few blogs and YouTubers who reported on the fact that he was taken off the case. Well, he wanted to come on and clarify a few things, saying that he was not taken off the case. He feels like he has done his job, so he was deciding to step away because there's nothing else that he has to give to the case. Well, then I was wondering too,
then
because
why put a new lawyer on the case? Sorry, I'll let you finish, and then I will, and then.
Oh no, guys, 700 in the room. Smash that like button. All right, so this came up. Jay Edelson. So there's no confusion. Ronald Richards was terminated yesterday. I've never seen a situation where a lawyer tries to hide that fact and still pretend he is speaking for his client. Court papers removing him will be filed imminently. The reason this is
happened.
The reason this is significant is that he has not been speaking for the trustee since yesterday. No one should take his odd and false comments as coming from the special prosecutor. He is now just an individual speaking for himself.
That's a fair statement. So Ron Richards has been removed. The circumstances under which that happened are confusing to me, but it's because if there was nothing else to happen in this case, the trustee wouldn't have appointed another lawyer. These are special prosecutors for the trustee for the Girardi Keese part of the bankruptcy. Tom Girardi has two parts of the bankruptcy, one for his personal stuff, one for the law firm stuff. And the personal stuff has a special prosecutor that we haven't heard much from. They, I'm sure, are working with Erica's attorney, Evan C. Borges, to work out what jewelry, property, clothing, couture might be community property that goes back into the personal bankruptcy to pay off debts that are secured by personal property like the house. And those are legal lenders and the Rigomez family. So that aside, there is also a special prosecutor that was Ron Richards up until this week that is going after Erica to see what monies she got from the law firm. We saw this first alleged in the Edelson PC filing in Illinois, saying the divorce is a sham. And these are allegations. Lawsuits, friends, are allegations and shade. So the lawsuit from Edelson PC alleged that there was a $20 million loan to Erica or her company, EJ Global, that the divorce was a sham to hide assets, that money had been stolen from the Lion Air crash victims' families. Edelson PC's the first place where the widows and orphans came out. That's why it got picked up in the newspapers, because that's what they alleged in their lawsuit, that they were counsel with Girardi Keese. So the law firm of Edelson PC worked with Girardi Keese on the Boeing air disaster Lion Air in Illinois. The attorneys do this all the time. The big plaintiff firm at the time of Girardi Keese brought in the clients that were all in Indonesia and was working with them through translators. Girardi Keese can't practice in Illinois. Lawyers go state by state. So they need a law firm in Illinois to be local counsel. And that's Edelson PC at the time. Edelson went to the court and said our clients haven't been paid, and then sued Girardi Keese over the clients not being paid. They also sued Erica. They also sued other lawyers. That case is still going on in Illinois. That judge, when everything went down this season, do you remember when the ladies were like, the assets are frozen and all that stuff was happening on screen? Right. When they were in Palm Springs, that was all happening in the Lion Air Illinois case because the bankruptcy hadn't started yet. Those are where the dominoes fell first. That's Girardi's lawyer in that case was the first one to say, I don't think he's competent. That's the first time we heard there's not any money here. That all came out from that Edelson initial lawsuit in the Illinois case. So once the bankruptcy got filed, bankruptcy stops everything. If any of you Office fans out there remember Michael Scott trying so poorly to be like, I declare bankruptcy. It was a joke about the bankruptcy stay. The bankruptcy stay freezes all other actions. Girardi case is being sued in other places, but it all stops to be resolved in the bankruptcy. Currently, Edelson PC is trying to ask the bankruptcy judge, Your Honor, can you tell us if you think this applies to Erica? Erica's not the debtor in these cases. Erica's name is not on any of these documents except the lawsuit filed by Ron Richards and the bankruptcy trustee against Erica inside the bankruptcy court. She's not a debtor. Generally, the stay or the stop all your shit only applies to the debtor. So Edelson PC is trying to say, hey, we can still investigate Erica. In our case, we've already sued her in Illinois. So she should have to come here and be deposed and show us that she didn't take the money, or let us inquire whether she did take the money from just the Lion Air victims. They're trying to say the money that came from Boeing went into a Girardi Keys account, and can we trace that money back out to an Erica account and then get back the $2 million that goes to our clients? So that's kind of the context of all of this happening, is that Edelson PC wants the court to say whether or not they can still go after Erica. Does that make sense?
No, definitely.
Is that good context?
I mean,
you're like, it's so much.
It is so much.
Okay. Yes, it is. And Ron Richards' purpose in being hired by the bankruptcy trustee was to source down Erica's assets that might have come from the law firm. Only that. So that's it.
Okay. Justine Clark said, question, why did the bankruptcy trustee go with Ronald Richards to oppose the Edelson motion to lift the stay?
So they're looking for declaratory relief because I don't think Erica's under the stay. So they're trying to get the court to decide it before they start subpoenaing depositions and dealing with that, because they're trying to save money in the whole thing, which makes sense to take the fastest route. Why did they choose to oppose it? Well, it's in their motion, but Richards is the one who was brought on previously as special counsel to deal with Erica. So I would imagine the thought there is this is Edelson PC trying to get Erica out of our jurisdiction or out from what we're investigating and investigate her over there. And the worry could be that if money is going to those clients first, it might jump the line in bankruptcy, or if Edelson PC is trying to get their fees, which they've said clearly in their motions they're not, that it could jump the line. So that's kind of where the opposition was filed. But that opposition has since been withdrawn. That was withdrawn yesterday. So once Ron Richards was removed from the case, the opposition was withdrawn.
Okay, so a couple questions here for you. One, why would the trustee remove Ron Richards and then replace him with themselves?
They didn't. They replaced him with another law firm. So there's a new special prosecutor that has now been brought on, and they are seeking to hire in this case. And they filed that yesterday, which is why Richard's statements that there's nothing left to do here doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because if there was nothing left to do, they wouldn't bring in another special prosecutor to continue going after Erica. And that's why it doesn't make sense to me. If there's nothing left to do, then there's nothing left to do. Then why does the bankruptcy trustee need to hire another lawyer, essentially for the same purpose that Ron Richards was working with them?
Okay. I'm following here. Nora Charles said, yeah, why was he let go?
I don't know. Again, I don't know if the bankruptcy trustee went to him and said, you're out. If he went to the bankruptcy trustee and said, it looks like I might not get paid, I'm out. Because it was Ron Richards that said when Erica's lawyers first asked to leave the case, he was the one that was like, that they're not getting paid. That's why lawyers leave cases. And that might be the case here. Ron might have looked and go, oh, I don't think I can find this $20 million. I'm not going to get 40% of anything. I'm out, which is possible. It's also possible that everything that went down with Edelson PC went well beyond the smoke that the bankruptcy trustee wants. And that wouldn't surprise me either. I was not persuaded by Richard's original tweet that he was leaving so he could speak more freely on social media about the case. That didn't make a lot of sense to me, seeing that when Erica's attorney tried to remove Richards twice and lost twice, the court said Richards had not done anything wrong in the tweeting and that he was allowed to do it. Richards did a victory lap on Twitter about that and said, I have a First Amendment right. I can comment on this case. So it didn't make a lot of sense to me when he was saying I've been limited in my commenting on this case because he had just a few months ago said I'm not limited. So that's just some of the inconsistencies I see. Will we ever know? Probably not. Edelson PC's definitely thrown some shade and made some very big accusations that Richards was trying to broker backroom deals with Erica and fighting with Edelson PC.
Yeah. So, Stephen, thank you. That's a great question. Why the accusations that Ronald Richards trying to blackmail Edelson? I believe they called it a bizarre shakedown.
Yes, they did. They put that in their motion. Edelson is alleging in their motion through emails and through phone calls that Richards essentially said, if you don't drop your motion to the motion for declaratory relief regarding the stay, the motion to allow Erica to be investigated in the Illinois case that was filed before this, if you don't lift that, there can be damage, and made these comments about damage and made these comments about bringing up the concern over the fee agreement between Girardi Keese and Edelson PC. I happen to agree with Jay Edelson on this point that the fee agreement isn't super relevant to the bankruptcy investigation because Edelson's not seeking at this point to get paid. Edelson is seeking to make sure that the Lion Air crash plaintiffs get paid from my reading of the documents, and has said, look, if you don't agree with the fee agreement, we will get to the back of the line with the other bankruptcy debtors and the court can sort it out later. And even if we do get paid, we're just going to donate it to charity. We're not seeking our fees. We had mutual clients. We owe a duty to those clients, and we are literally trying to get the money back for the clients. So that's where this bizarre shakedown language comes from. I went through all of the emails back and forth that were attached to the court documents, and they were strange. The emails were kind of rambling and hard to read. It was a very odd. There's information missing from the court documents to make it make sense for me. And from the motions from Edelson PC, it seems like there's information missing for them too, because they're like, this doesn't make sense. And I agree with them. It doesn't make sense.
Was there anything like red flag or that you found bizarre within the emails?
I hate the way lawyers email back and forth because they email each other like, this is inappropriate and I demand that you email me back. But Richard's email sounds like he voice to text them, which is very unusual for the emails that end up submitted in court that I read. No punctuation, kind of hard to understand. For me, they didn't read very clean. But it was these odd, vague references to before there's any more damage. But the way Edelson interprets it and the way Richards interprets it might be different, because I could see an interpretation, to be fair, on both sides, that the damage is, look, if Erica's spending her money to be in this bankruptcy case and spending her money to defend the case in Illinois, more money's just going out that's not coming into the bankruptcy estate. And I understand that argument. Edelson's argument, this is what lawyers do all the time. Edelson's argument will be, we just want to investigate where the money is, and then we'll tell the bankruptcy court and we'll get the Lion Air victims paid, and we're not taking any money. We're investigating for free. The other argument is Erica's going to have lawyers at depositions and still deal with that case in court and spend money doing that. But the other thing is, whatever money Ron Richards, before he left the case, brought in, he would get 40% of that, where Edelson PC is saying, whatever money I get back from my clients, I'm not taking any of it. So just let us continue our investigation. It is a very interesting pickle, because I do understand the argument of the more money Erica spends in litigation, the less money there might be to give back. And I get that.
Okay. Wow. This is
it's insane, right? You're just like, my head hurts. You need a flow chart. It's so much.
No, but I love the way I can sit here and listen to you forever, because you break it down in a way. And I always say this, that I can understand. I understand why people watch you, Emily. That's all. Okay.
My podcast hit number 4 in the US in entertainment news. We've been cruising along on the Emily show because it's really complicated stuff, but also I'm not here to say this person's right, this person's wrong. It's like, I agree with this argument, I don't agree with that argument. I have questions over here. I don't know what's going on over there. All of this seems a little strange to me, and explain what the court documents say and the background to it all so that you all can decide what you think. Because honestly, I still don't know, but it all happened very quickly. And I don't think the attorneys involved will be talking about it in a way that we know the whole perspective, because Edelson PC knew that the bankruptcy trustee was removing Ron Richards and knew, or that's what they said on Twitter, and they knew that the motion to withdraw the opposition was coming. Edelson PC made big allegations that Richards was essentially colluding with Erica, working with her, conspiring with her to protect her from Edelson going after her funds, which was really, really odd to allege. And it was weird to see on social the change. But Edelson PC in their filings went after Ron Richards pretty hard. They said essentially that he was a clout chaser that wanted to be a social media star and an influencer. And then they said when these motions came down from Erica, he ran to his preferred YouTube channel to give an interview and tweeted it out all over Twitter. So they didn't love the social media behavior going on, but that's what's happened in this case. I wonder if that will stop though. Now, I wonder if we will see nothing.
I feel like we're going to see 10 times as much, but
I think we might see court documents. I don't know if we're going to see as much on social media from the lawyers involved in the case, is what I meant.
Oh.
That's what I meant.
I thought you meant from Ronald Richards. I was like,
no. I make no no speculation. Look, if what he wants to do is legal commentary, do it. Legal commentary is great. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. It's definitely more fun than being involved in these heinous back and forths over email that were the thing I didn't like about civil law. That doesn't happen in criminal law, where I spent most of my practice in the same way. But even going through the emails in Brittany's case, her attorney's fighting with her former business manager's attorney, and the emails are like, this is disingenuous. They are just so stress-inducing. I just hated all of that. So we should get to Dear Dana's question, because it's a great question.
Yes. Dear Dana, question: where do the victims currently stand to even recoup what they are owed in all of this now?
I genuinely, and maybe I'm naive, and if I'm proven wrong, I will tell you I'm proven wrong. I genuinely believe Edelson PC is trying to get back the $2 million for the Lion Air client that they represented, and then they want to be done with this. They want to find where that money came in and try to trace that money out, claw it back, and give it to their clients and just be done with this and go away. That's what I think they want to do. They said they're not taking legal fees on this. They're not going to take money out of what's recovered. They just want to get the money back for the clients they mutually represented and go. The Rui Gomez clients, which is the burn victim from the gas line explosion that you saw in The Housewife and the Hustler, that is connected with I'm blanking on names because it's been a really long day. I'll get back to it. But on Twitter, Kimberly Archie, who has been really advocating for them. They are in the best position to recover because they have filed the legal paperwork to perfect the money that they're owed. The other victims are going to come later down the chain after all the legal lenders. And I'm not super optimistic, which I think is why Edelson's fighting so hard to go after Erica outside of this bankruptcy.
Okay.
I'm not super optimistic, because what happens in the bankruptcy is there are secured lenders who have filed the legal paperwork to secure their loans. They get paid first. Then there's priority creditors. Then there's priority creditors. Then there's everybody else. And most of the clients and former clients of Girardi Keese fall into the everybody else. On the upside, there are still ongoing cases. The ongoing cases are still bringing attorney fees into Girardi Keese, and those attorney fees are going to be portioned out to pay back the others. I hope that the bankruptcy trustee has stood their ground and looked at the legal lenders and said, what is your insurance limits? We will settle with you for pennies on the dollar. We need to pay these clients back. And I hope that the legal lenders will do the right thing there and settle with the trustee for less than the total amount they're owed, because everyone's going to have to settle for less than they're owed. So, okay, 1 second. Okay, there's a lot to digest. You're just like, oh my God, my head hurts. Yes.
No, yes, but first of all, congratulations on being number 4 on the podcast in the US. That's amazing. And I did want to get that out there.
And the UK and Australia, but it's okay. We're going to just shoot our own horn for a little bit.
Barbara, I'm going to say Romeo, or we can say Romeo. Thank you for breaking this down in English because I was really confused and now I have an understanding of what's going on.
That is always my goal. Translating legal to human.
That's me. I'm the human. Nanya Business said, when are we going to see Tom Girardi's ex and kids be involved? He has more family that could potentially have all that money. We need everyone accountable.
They are going to have to try to trace, for the law firm, trace where the money went. In the documents that we have seen, we saw that his brother was getting paid quite like $40,000 a month. I'm very curious what he was being paid for. The other lawyers, two of them, his son-in-law Lyra and Griffin, are going forward in the case with Edelson PC. Well, Edelson PC suing them in Illinois, but they're going to have to do an order to show cause about where the money went and why they didn't protect. So there is a little bit of that. Why the bankruptcy estate hasn't gone after his adult children that worked at the firm more, I don't know, but they have to have documentation to show it. And with the initial discovery that we've seen in the documents, it looks like what they really were hanging their hat on was the tax documentation and those American Express bills. And that was between Tom and Erica. So the exes that were getting paid spousal support per court orders, they're not going to be able to go after them.
Okay. Desert Chakra Yoga, thank you for the super sticker. Another question here. And this is kind of a sarcastic question, but it does make me question. Well, have a drink every time I say question, I guess. PETA Hines said, question, who negotiated $2 million for 190 people? They should sue the lawyers for a woeful settlement.
So I don't believe it was for 190. There are tons of settlements under the Lion Air crash. The Girardi Keese firm did not represent all of the plaintiffs. It represented just a handful of them. The $2 million is what's left to be paid to those clients. Some of them were partially paid, and that's the settlement after legal fees. So that's not for everyone that was on that plane. It's just for the few surviving families that Girardi Keese represented. When you look at that docket, the list of plaintiffs is extensive, but there are tens of law firms involved in that.
Okay. Krista Marie said, so late, but hi. Love you both. No questions. I bug Emily enough. Just saying hi.
It's never a bother.
Hey, thank you. Mary Lavin said, do you think the money has been hidden? And do you believe that NFL could possibly pay the victims?
NFL. The NFL concussion case wouldn't have anything to do here, but whatever attorney's fees come into the law firm for any of the cases Girardi Keese still has outstanding, and there are some big ones, those will get portioned out to the remaining creditors, including some of the clients, including the Lion Air clients. There was another part to that question that I have already forgotten. I am so sorry.
Here.
Thank you. Do you think the money's been hidden? I don't have any indication of that, and I just wonder... I wonder if Tom Girardi was just telling Erica, don't worry about it. It's fine. We're fine. All the money in the world. I don't know if she was squirreling money away. If she was, it's hard to hide that long term. So I really just don't know. If it is, I think it will come to light. It just might take some time.
Okay.
I think the spending was very big in that. I think there was a lot more spending than there was money. Sista on the move. I like that. Okay. And there is also the IRS, right? If there was alleged tax fraud, because we have heard about that too. I think the IRS is normally the IRS investigators get their interest piqued. And I worked just briefly in law school with the U.S. Attorney's Office in their tax fraud division. So I worked with IRS investigators. It was fascinating. And I'm nosy as hell. And looking at people's bank records all day is so fascinating. It's so interesting.
You're like, damn, this woman goes to Starbucks every day. No.
No, I had a defendant who was money laundering, not at this that I was prosecuting when I was a DA, but I had a defendant who was money laundering, and he had given iPads and some other tech to his girlfriend to hold. His girlfriend was like a local news personality in LA, and the girlfriend was spending his money on Match.com while she was like holding his evidence while he was in custody. And I was like, oh, T, because he doesn't need Match.com while he's sitting in county. So it was very interesting. But I don't know why I digressed. I apologize.
No, could you imagine though him like seeing you face to face and being like, just to let you know, I think you're a real ass for, coming after me. And then you just being like, bitch, your girlfriend is on Match.com using your credit card. Boom.
No, the detective actually told him while he was interviewing him. And then the funny thing about being a prosecutor is when detectives drop those little nuggets, you get the recorded jail calls afterwards. So no, we heard how it all went down because we had the recorded jail call when he called her to lose his mind about it. So it's an interesting world working as a prosecutor. But when you ask, do I think the money is hidden? I don't know. When we ask about the IRS investigations get peaked and then they do a deep dive. I suspect, just mark the date, that all of this bankruptcy stuff will wrap, that this will kind of settle down, and then we will see what the IRS is going to do. It could take a few years to see that. They have time. They have like a 7-year statute of limitation from when the taxes are filed. So they have a while to work on that. And I think we'll see it later.
Okay. Patricia Casey, question, why wouldn't Edelson just, oh, wait, that wasn't the question. But why wouldn't Edelson just wait to be paid like everyone else? Won't this slow things down?
They're asking to be able to continue pursuing Erica. So they're saying, look, this doesn't slow down the bankruptcy. We want to depose her. We want to do subpoenas. We want to find out where the money from Lion Air went. So we want to investigate this alongside. And that's their perspective of it. I think the other perspective on that is, yeah, but if she's worried about depositions over here, maybe she's not doing stuff in the bankruptcy and answering things there. And why wouldn't they just wait to be paid like everyone else? I think they're fighting for their clients because they're probably, and this is speculation, they're probably worried that by the time the Lion Air victims get paid, they're not going to get paid fully out. And they were hired to represent those clients, and their duty is to zealously advocate for their clients. I also think they want to be done. I would want to be done with this.
I mean, we've been doing
I don't want to be done. I love the tea. I'm ready for it. But I think for them, they've got other cases. They're a very busy firm. They normally do kind of tech class actions and stuff like that. I think they're just probably like, I don't want this mess. Like, we just want our few clients to be paid and we want to go away. And they want to see if Erica has the
reputation.
Money.
Yeah.
And if Erica does have the money, then they're going to have to prove that money belongs to their clients, and then that money never should be in the bankruptcy to be divided up. It should just go back to their clients. That's their argument.
All right. And Stan Designs said, question, Ronald Richards made a point to say that there is no proof Edelson is working pro bono because it wasn't filed in court. Do you have to file in court to work pro bono?
Oh, I don't remember how that works in federal court because I've never had to deal with it. But they've said it in numerous legal filings. So they've said, in their initial legal filing, they said, we're not looking for our attorney's fees. And they said in this last legal filing, we'll go to the back of the line. We're not looking to get our cut of this. We want the clients to be paid. They've said it in numerous filings. The distinction between pro bono work and billable work is different. And they might not ever file saying we're doing it pro bono because technically they did have a contingency agreement. They might just say we're waiving our fees. And that's a way to say, well, you're not doing it pro bono. And they're like, we're waiving our fees. And they're allowed to do that at any time and just take it as a loss, which they've indicated in sworn declarations as officers of the court that they will do. So I don't have any reason to distrust them. And I think it's a little disingenuous to say, well, they're not working pro bono when they've indicated that they'll waive their fees on their contingency fee agreement. So it's one of those distinctions that's like, oh, well, they're not working pro bono. It's like, right, but does that make sense? Hopefully that answered the question.
Definitely. Actually, I learned a lot about pro bono this year, so I'm interested in that topic. Right. Anna Smith said, please bring up my question. Here you go, Anna Smith. Question, since Edelson is pursuing Erica on the grounds of his fee from Girardi Keys, since he doesn't rep the client anymore, isn't a fee agreement essential? And is it not sketchy for him to not have it?
I don't think they don't have a fee agreement. In California, the particularities for fee agreements are a little different than in some other jurisdictions, and that's what this fight is really over. But they are the They are the only law firm of record for those clients in the Illinois case. And there's nothing to say that they are not the attorneys of record. How the fees get split is separate and apart from that. So even if the fee agreement can't be enforced in California, I'm not 100% sure that it's not enforceable in Illinois, which is the jurisdiction where this is, because it's different. And I am not sure that it matters because they still are the attorneys of record for those clients. So it's not that they don't have a fee agreement. In California, the fee agreement has to be expressly signed off with specific language by the clients. The clients in this case are in Indonesia. So if the fee agreement is just between the law firms and not signed off by the clients, it might not be enforceable in California, though that doesn't mean it's not enforceable in Illinois. So I don't think the question is as cut and dry as it's been put out to be. But at the end of the day, if they don't have it, they don't get their fees, which they're not seeking anyway. They're like, why waste the court time fighting over this? We're the attorneys of records for the Lion Air clients because Girardi case is defunct.
Okay.
And now the bankruptcy court doesn't have to hire another law firm to represent the clients in the Lion Air case that still aren't done yet. That hasn't been dismissed. So it actually saves the bankruptcy court money by letting Edelson finish this out because Edelson's not asking for a fee split from the bankruptcy trustee. If the bankruptcy trustee had to bring in another law firm to finish this case, then the bankruptcy trustee would get the lawyer's fees, but it would also be split with the law firm that they had hired. So hopefully that helps. As we were talking, I was like, wait, and.
No, I love it.
So,
Mommy and Me Makeup said, is it fair to say Edelson doesn't trust Ronald Richards' investigation? Well, I think it's fair to say that. Yes.
He said that in his filing. But remember, Edelson's sole focus is to get money back for the Lion Air client. That is their job. So it's fair that they're saying, we think that Richards is trying to do some back, essentially a backdoor deal or a backroom deal, because this is the perspective from Edelson, really, the sooner that Richards gets Erica to settle, the less of his own money and time he's invested in this, the faster he gets paid out and the faster he's done and can move on to other things. Edelson is saying, I don't trust that what you're doing is in the best interest of my client. Our clients are Lion Air, and we want to see what money Erica has. We believe and have reason to believe that money went directly from the Boeing settlement into Girardi case back out to Erica's business or bank accounts or credit card bills or whatever.
But I think a lot of people who obviously are not lawyers, like I know I had a lot of comments of people asking me, well, wait, I thought Jay Edelson was about to get in a lot of trouble because they were saying that this fee agreement was illegal, unethical, unenforceable.
And that's what Erica alleged in her opposition. The opposition from the trustees been withdrawn, but apparently, according to the Edelson filings, this issue came up in the Illinois case, and the Illinois court's like, we don't need to deal with that now. This is not an issue for now. So whether the fee agreement's enforceable in California is really different than whether it's enforceable in Illinois.
Okay. Another question from Justine Clark. Question, how will Erica's divorce filings be impacted by Tom's conservatorship, especially since she has stated that she has no knowledge of their finances?
The divorce is going to get delayed in the fact that there's not going to be a full breakdown of the assets. And I don't think it'll get dealt with until after the bankruptcy is done, which is what I've said from the beginning. So it's going to be delayed by all of this. And it will probably end up having to be a contested divorce, which will just take time. But Erica's not going to get spousal support. They might try to go after her for spousal support. Tom's lawyers. I don't know how that will go depending on how the bankruptcy goes. So it's just going to have to wait.
Got it. Okay.
Yep. You can't settle the estate until the bankruptcy's done. So
that damn estate.
And so I saw people asking in the chat, I am an attorney.
I know. I saw one that said, Emily, do you practice law, love?
I do. I have been a licensed attorney for over 15 years. I was a deputy district attorney for over 10. I've worked in civil. I've worked for judges. And now I do commentary because I hate shit-eating emails from other attorneys. and I don't want to deal with it. So
Well,
I do legal commentary and I get to deal with Twitter instead. It's like, pick your poison.
I was
love
about to
what I
say,
do,
part
though.
of me feels like you still get some shit from some direction. So
It's different. Like with social media, it's different though. I don't know. It's just different. I get to choose the stories I talk about. I get to choose when I engage and when I don't. Like I get to pick. When you're an attorney representing someone, they really make the choices. It's like, hey, this person did this to you. I'd really like to sue them now. Can we do that? And the client's like, no, I just want to send a cease and desist. It's like, but let's sue them now. And you don't really, your client makes those decisions with your guidance. I like to just do my commentary because it's really fun.
yeah. Exactly. All right. Carla, question. Emily, do you think that all creditors and the firm will settle with Erica at an agreed amount, then turn the focus onto bigger fish at Girardi Keys? I've been confused about this, so thanks in advance.
It's all going on simultaneously. And it's going on simultaneously because there is the bankruptcy trustee that's dealing with it, and there's the special kind of litigator going after Erica. But I think they're trying to find any money Erica has. That's going to have to be coordinated with the personal bankruptcy as well. And from Erica's perspective, and I've said this before, Erica's legal team, I would imagine, is advising her, we need to know how much they think you owe, and we need to reduce the number that they think you're responsible for as low as we can so that we can resolve everything. A universal settlement. Let's figure out what they think the liability is in all of these before we resolve it. Because if they pay one over here and another one over there is coming after her for more money and you've already paid it, there's nothing left to settle with. So I think there will be a settlement. There will have to be. I don't know how much money will be there. And I think her legal team will fight, particularly with the law firm, what she is actually responsible for. And we've seen comments by Evan Borges in the media saying, I don't think Erica's responsible for anything that has to do with the law firm.
Right.
So we'll see.
Okay. I did want to bring another question. Adam Summers, if Edelson deposes Erica Girardi and gets his client's money somehow, will that do the bankruptcy lawyer's job for them? That's a great question. I'm curious.
I mean, as to that one creditor, yes. What Edelson has said is anything we're willing to share work, right? Anything we discover, any monies we'll discover, we'll turn back over to the bankruptcy. Whatever we find, we will give back to you. We just want to literally trace the Boeing money to where it went and get it back. Anything else we find, we'll give to you and let you do what you need to do with it.
All right. Stephen Crisco, question. Does Erica have liability for allowing a demented person to play lawyer? Oh.
No, it's not her responsibility. She doesn't owe a duty of care to the clients. I think that question directed at the other lawyers in the firm becomes a very interesting question. And what liability may be there for his son-in-law and for the other lawyers in the firm, especially if Erica was telling them, will be very interesting to me. I wonder if everyone kind of sat on their hands and said, well, we don't see it, because his name was still bringing in clients. And they were just like, okay, Tom, you go sit in the corner over there and we'll just take care of things. I don't know how that was all practically working, but I think Erica has very little responsibility there. The other lawyers have more of a responsibility. Now, a moral responsibility is a whole different thing, but I don't expect Erica to pull her bank out of, the game, if you will.
Right.
She would be sidelining the person that's paying for her entire life if she did that.
Shady as hell. This is also shady. Lori Stabs.
I don't know what she did. Maybe she did. Maybe she went to the other lawyers in the firm and said, this is a huge problem. What is the plan here? What are you going to do? How do we protect him? What's up? And the other lawyers were like, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We don't know.
We want to keep making money. It's actually Lori's task, I believe.
You got to follow the money in all of this.
Follow the money. Well, Ronald Richards was trying to do that.
Lori, and what did he find that made him say, I don't need 40% of $20 million?
I don't know. Lori's task question. Could Bravo NBC be brought into the deposition because of Erica Girardi as an employer?
Only so much as a request for production and requests for documents on how much they paid her. We've already seen requests for uncut footage, things like that. So footage of her closet to start to assess those things. But it's not the same as being like sat down and deposed the way Rosengart wants to depose Lou Taylor. It's more of a, hey, we need to subpoena you for deposition for all these documents. Can you please bring them and say that they're how you got them and that they're real?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wendy Smith, thank you for the super chat. And then AM.
You didn't read out, hit the like button. You gotta read that out loud. Hit the like button, hit the like button.
Oh, hold on. Rosemary, let's get to 500 likes. Please hit that like button. Thanks, Emily. You're a really great hype woman.
You guys also go ahead and subscribe too while you're at it, because you are getting very close to 100K.
Oh my gosh. I'm so, listen, I feel like I'm counting it down now at this point. By the way, Law Nerds, thank you for being in here. And I'm always so grateful that you show up to see Emily. We love having Emily over here. I was actually just talking to Zach Peter about you yesterday.
I adore you both.
Well, he told me that you're going to be going on his podcast.
I am.
Oh, when he said that, I was like, she is literally taking over entertainment media right now. All streaming services have seen Emily D. Baker. He's like, she's amazing. I was like, I know, I could just listen to her all day. He's like,
thank you.
You know,
I really do love doing this. Oh my God. Someone in the chat said I look like I'm 30. I'm 43, but thank you. Sorry, I got so distracted. Squirrel. You can also see, look, my ADHD and dyslexia rocks a lot better with doing legal commentary than it rocked with actually doing ins and outs of trial work. Because after 10 years of trials all the time, I was tired. So anyway, I squirreled.
Well, no, I mean, honestly, too, you can tell, and we've talked about this, you have your own creative process, you have control, you get to do what you want to do. And I was talking about this the other day because I had, nobody knows when I talk about YouTube to family or friends, they don't really know anything about like, okay, so what is your actual job? And like, what do you really do? You know what I mean? I get that a lot. And
if you were in LA, they would all understand. They would be like, "Oh, okay, so you do YouTube and you're also a waiter. Great." Like that would be
yeah.
Everybody would just understand.
In Florida, they're like, "I don't get it," and I'm like, "Okay." So I try to explain. And I had one lady ask me the other day. She's like, "Yeah, but what are you going to do to pay your bills?" I said, "I'm doing okay. Like my bills are paid. I still have a roof over my head." And she's like, "Right, but you're about to be 30 soon. So what are you going to do?" I was like, Jason, if you don't get this woman away from me, like just get her away because I don't know what the hell she's talking about right now.
What you need to remind her is like, look, there are YouTubers like Mr. Beast that make anywhere between $3 and $7 million a month on YouTube. And my plan is to do that. So that's my plan.
She's going to be like, okay, sweetie, do that. Okay, bye. All right. Well, AM, I have your question up. Question, why are they mainly going after Erica instead of Tom? Or is that just the media because her name is a buzzword, meaning, well, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
We're way more interested in how they're going after Erica, for sure, because it's Erica. And because Tom wasn't acting like an asshole on Instagram. So it's way more interesting to see what Erica's doing. Tom is protected in this, in that with his age, with the fact that he is in a assisted care facility, that it is said that he has dementia, that he has the conservatorship, the media can't attack him, really. He hasn't said anything. He hasn't done anything. Now, all the things he did before are attributable to him for sure. But Erica's the one still on social media. Erica's the one clapping back on Twitter. So Erica's bearing the brunt of the fact that people can't really go after Tom. Why they're not going after the other lawyers is baffling to me, because they were there and they had a duty to the clients. Come on. But Erica's the celebrity. And so that's why it becomes more,
the Erica show.
I don't know. It's interesting. It's tea. We want to know what's going on with Erica. But legally, Tom is the one held to the fire in both the bankruptcy of, and that's a horrible analogy, but Tom's the one who's sitting in the chair with all the lawsuits pointed at him in both the bankruptcy for Girardi Keese, his defunct law firm, and with regard to his personal bankruptcy, where Erica's a co-debtor. Like, all of those responsibilities are also being pointed at him, and they are going after him in lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. So,
okay. I mean, this is, well, I feel like it would be, I'm so interested in following Erica, right? But I also feel like had there not have been this diagnosis, I would love to see Tom Girardi's reactions if they really could, depose him and get him to talk and like, okay, so where's the money? I don't know. I'd be like, oh shit, going on YouTube right now. Tom Girardi said he doesn't know, and then try to stretch it out as long as you need to for a video. He doesn't know. What do you mean he doesn't know? But we don't get that. We just get Erica Girardi telling us all to pretty much F off.
Eat her.
Yeah, and that too. Patricia Casey, question, will Adam dye his hair purple when we get him to 100K? Only on one condition, and it'll have to be temporary dye. If once I hit 100K, if we can still Emily D. Baker that day to talk about something.
We'll just come and celebrate.
Yes, we'll do a celebration, and I will have temporary purple hair dye just because.
I'm going to post on my community tab pretty soon because Brittany's going to be starting in court in about 35 minutes. I'm going to post on my community tab and let them pick what I'm drinking tonight on stream, and we're going to see how that goes. I have not eaten yet today, so I still have time to fix that, but I'm going to let them pick my poison. I think I might just secretly hope that everybody votes for a bottle of champagne. It's either going to be, well, I'm going to give them options and let them pick what I drink, and we're going to have a drinky drink stream. We're either going to celebrate or we're going to cry. Something's going to happen tonight.
First of all, I love that. Second of all, I'm dying right now because I'm 3 weeks in on this diet that I'm doing with no alcohol except Saturdays. And my calorie count is like a piece of chicken a day. And it's like killing me. But tomorrow is my cheat day. So I'm so excited. I want a glass of champagne so bad. So
Can
bad.
we tell Adam how glorious he is? I mean, if you're doing things for health reasons, I totally affirm your health journey. However, you are glorious. Just like take it easy on the rest of us that are on the internet, Adam. Don't like get crazy with the diet. The skin's good. The hair's good. You're young. Like the rest of us need some space here. Stop being glorious.
That's cute. I appreciate that. But also, I don't know why when you were.
I'm still eating a piece of chicken a day.
Yeah. So I don't know why. I don't know why when you were saying that, if you noticed that the spotlight kept illuminating on my face, you're like, you're glorious. And I'm like, what is happening here right now? This is just okay.
The universe was affirming my my statements.
No. Okay. So wait, but before we switch off, because there's only so much Girardi's I can take, I do want to ask you a couple things about this week's Salt Lake City episode, and then let you go 10 to Britney Spears and this hopefully ending of the conservatorship. What are our drink options? Do you know yet?
I haven't put together the other two. Champagne and whiskey are the top two. The vodka soda, I don't know what the third one's going to be. I'll have to look at my freezer. Probably. Oh, no, the red one will just end up being White Claw. It's like vodka soda, White Claw, whiskey, champs.
I would vote whiskey, but I was talking to my pops today who used to own a bar back in the day. And I was telling him, in LA, all of my friends drink vodka sodas because that's the skinny girl drink in LA. And he's like, vodka's so fattening. I was like, what? I don't know if that's
apparently more so than whiskey, but I love a flavored whiskey. And when I moved to Middle Tennessee, I was like, I'm embracing that I live in like the whiskey capital of the world. And so we've been exploring the local made flavored whiskeys. I have in my cabinet right now a salted watermelon whiskey that is to die for, a root beer whiskey that is dangerous because it tastes exactly like root beer.
I remember you posted the root beer whiskey one time you were drinking that.
And I have a salted caramel that is also to die for.
Oh, you're getting people who are already chiming in. Vodka and White Claw combo.
I've never done that. We make the claw more clawy.
Fireball.
Fireball.
Okay. I have a quick story about White Claw and vodka really quick. Jason and I have these very eccentric friends. They're amazing. They have a big sort of like estate situation. They're very well off. And the mom.
We love the rich friends.
We love the rich friends because I can't even I get to go over there for like 3 hours and be like, wow, this is what it's like. And then I get back into my Jeep and I'm like, okay, I'm back to where I live. But when we go over there, it's funny because they're like straight out of a movie. They're so proper, but then a few drinks get going. Grandma's drunk, wasted over here. And she's like watching Sunday football, screaming at the TV. And then all of a sudden she disappears. We call her and she's like, oh, I went home. It's like, wait, you drove? What do you mean? And then the mom like also loves a good alcoholic drink. And she'll come up to me and she'll be like, Adam, will you help me bring White Claws to everybody? And then I'll bring them. And then she's like, these two are for us. They're special. I'm like, what do you mean they're special? She's like, that's right. And I'm like, I don't know what does that mean? And then she like, she opens the cabinet and she looks at the vodka and she like, it's like this much missing. And I'm like, what is in this? I took a sip. It was maybe this much White Claw with this much vodka. And she's like, we don't go light around here. And then 3 hours later, I found her passed out in the flamingo floaty in the pool. I'm like, what the is happening at this house?
Iconic. That's iconic. Oh, speaking of iconic, did Paris Hilton get married today?
Yes.
Is it on the internet? So
yes.
Paris got married.
Paris Hilton did get married. Yeah, that's her little veil. That's her cute little fiance. And her show just premiered yesterday on Peacock. Actually,
I love a well-timed like wedding/content moment.
Yeah, why wouldn't they, right?
It's so smart.
I mean, and look at the venue. And you could see like the rose bushes made out of a pea with the white sea.
Is that just the house that Kathy built while she was on the show? Because it just looks like the house that they just built.
No, that's her late grandfather's home estate in Bel Air.
There you go.
And they apparently couldn't get any venues due to the pandemic, but they put up this massive tent in the back, and it looks like
Hiltons. Do you need one? I mean, I bet it was a magical fairy tale inside.
I mean, it looks like it was stupid inside, like stupid, ridiculous. Here's Kathy Hilton arriving. And I was wondering, and I played this game with Jason earlier, do you think any of these women, aside from Kyle Richards, made it into the wedding?
I mean, you would think that they would have been invited because they're filming, aren't they?
You think that Paris Hilton is going to let the housewives film her wedding?
Well, you haven't heard? No.
Oh, that's because you're too busy on Britney Spears. Look. We have some Kathy Hilton stuff for you over here.
What?
Okay, so guys, and we'll be talking about this tonight on Hot Messy Topics because I'm so curious.
Oh, this is a sneak peek, you guys. Sneak peek. Don't tell anyone.
And I know you saw this too, by the way, right?
I did see this.
Okay. So
I'm very excited about Heather Dubrow. Look, I like fancy pants and her shoes.
I love the opulent lifestyle. I will always be excited for it. So
have you been reading? This is in my bedroom. Have you been reading All Diamonds and Rosé? Not All Diamonds and Rosé. Have you read this yet?
No, I've read a little bit of it and I have the book, but I haven't gotten back to it. Are you loving it?
Bitch. The tea, the behind the scenes tea is so scorching hot. It's so good. And I love the way it's written. I love Dave Quinn, first of all, just like I love Dave, but it's written in conversational format. So it's like Tamara Judge is talking about the whole instance where she told Heather Dubrow, I was just reading this last night because I'm still at the beginning in Orange County, but when she was told by Bador that stuff was going badly with David, and then she told Fancy Pants, and then Fancy Pants was telling everybody, but it's like clips of their interviews so that the story flows from all three of their perspectives at once. It's brilliant. I love it.
I think that honestly, listen, this book has been a hot ass mess, causing a lot of shit with a lot of people, but
I love it.
I am here for the Dave Quinn book. No, what happened with Kathy Hilton, apparently, because we've seen that the women have filmed after Dorit's home invasion at the Andaz Hotel. We also saw them in Palm Desert for Kyle's store opening. And then we just saw them at Sutton's store in technically West Hollywood, called the Sutton Concept. So they've been filming at all of these different places, but we haven't seen Kathy Hilton. Now we're hearing she is not going to sign her friend role contract unless they give her a higher salary because she knows that she was a fan favorite. And I think that's hilarious because you know that her salary is
money.
One, she doesn't need the money, but also like, listen, she's like, well, I might as well get paid if I'm going to show up. I saw where somebody was like, she's trying to negotiate for a full-time housewife position. I'm like, you guys are crazy. I've said this a million times. If she wanted to be full-time, they would happily hand her that down. They would probably give her the whole damn jewelry store. Like she would be good. She'd be fine.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the guest list for Paris Hilton's wedding, and it's like nonchalantly Kathy Hilton's just chalking it up with Paula Abdul and like just all of these random, like just A-list celebrities. And I'm thinking in my head, and she's like, you know, that one time with Michael Jackson, I'm like, this family, I think we just don't understand. Like, I don't understand. But
it's not our world. Like, people don't understand YouTube the way that we don't understand Kathy Hilton's world. So it's just fair. It's just not our world.
I mean, maybe one day.
Awesome. Oh no, I would never want like that level of celebrity. I don't know how you don't get to be out in the real world. Like you would constantly be worried about what was going on. Like I went to my kids' school like fun run today. I just, is Paris Hilton going to be able to just show up at her kids' elementary school and not have it be a thing ever down the road if she chooses to have kids? Like those things always stick out to me. Like that level of celebrity is like, nope.
Right. Well, and I have to say this, I was telling a story earlier with Jason, and I always think on YouTube, right? So this is just YouTube. I don't ever feel like you're going to go out. I know I'm not like Kim Kardashian or Ryan Seacrest. So you just think when you go out, like I dress down and Jason always gets on to me because I'm out in a hat and pajamas. Like he's like,
we've heard about your pajama pants more than once. It's clearly a sticking point.
Right. Yes. He's like, you are an adult. And the other day we were leaving lunch and this woman comes running up to us and she's like, are you guys on YouTube? And she's like, Up and Adam. And then she's like, I always get my Bravo fix from you. And I was like, hey, and Jason's so welcoming and does the big embrace. And I'm just so, this is awkward and strange. And we walked away and Jason's like, you're so fucking socially awkward. What is wrong with you? I was like, I didn't know. I was nervous. I didn't know, like the way that she came up, she was so sweet. She had her 2 little kids and I'm just socially awkward in person anyways. Like when I meet people, unless I'm, like if I don't expect it, I'm like,
And it's okay to just share that with your channel too and say, guys, if you meet me, please feel free to say hi. Just know I'm socially awkward. And so that's just it. I have definitely run into people who watch my content or people who listen to the podcast, but I'm more like Jason in that regard where I'm like, oh my God, what's up?
Yeah.
But I was different. I can't imagine that being all day, every day, everywhere you go. I can't picture that.
Well, and it makes you wonder too. By the way, thank you, Krista Marie, Zach Peters, No Filter Wine. I'm already voting. Love you. Love you. That's what I'll be drinking for Hot Messy Topics. And Perfect. Oh my God, Adam, please eat before a Hot Messy Topic. Okay, Krista, with your shade.
I need to eat too. It's fair. It's a fair reminder.
I did. Okay, but I did eat some chicken. But
yum.
I know. Thank you. Tomorrow's cheat day, so I get a crab cake Benny. But
that sounds delightful with champs.
With champs and a beer mustard drizzle.
Yum.
Yeah.
It'll be good. You're like, you're like, I can already taste it. I'm waiting for it. And now we're all gonna go, oh, we should eat food. But what were we talking about?
Oh, I wanted to bring up Jim Shaw, but I did want to say really quick, it has to be weird because we know from what we know of Paris Hilton's situation, Carter, because I just watched her first episode on Peacock. He's a tech CEO worth $40 million, but he's not used to being in the limelight. And he comes from a small town in Illinois with 1 stop sign, 1 post office, like very, very tiny. And it has to be weird him learning how to integrate into her life. But watching him and her, I love the fact that he's like, listen, I want go be Paris Hilton, whatever that means, that character. I want to be with the real Paris, but I love the fact that you respect that I work. I respect that you work. I don't want him to take over your situation. Go do you and come back. I think that's amazing because we always see what they call these, like the millennials call them this. I'm like a 90-year-old at heart, so I don't know these terms, but like a fuck boy. And they say that like she always has like these guys following her around that don't have any money.
She does. She has definitely been associated with 1 or 2 fuck boys. But the thing I appreciate about that, look, I've been married for going on 20 years. And my husband and I both had careers. And so our relationship was always, this is what you're doing. This is what I'm doing. This is what we're doing. And that has shifted throughout our life, but that has stayed the same. He's like, if you want to go, go do your Emily D. Baker thing on the interwebs, but then can we please sit down and talk about not Real Housewives? Like, go get it out of your system.
Yeah, no, I have.
And then can we please watch, Supernatural? Truly,
I have that problem all the time with Jason, where we sit down and he's like, "Can we stop talking about YouTube?" And then I'll finally agree to it, and then we'll go to sit down to watch like the morning show, like tonight with Jennifer Aniston.
I love the morning show.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
It's so good.
And the fact that they killed Steve Carell.
Wait, did you say spoilers? Chat.
No.
Spoilers.
No, that was last week.
The last week is still spoilers for people.
Oh.
Sorry. Too late.
Sorry, guys. Okay. Anyways, we're going to move on.
So good. The morning show's so good.
It is so good. You guys have to watch.
I don't have Peacock yet. I'm hesitant to have another subscription service, but I also feel like it's for work
free.
because is it really?
Yeah, it's free. You can get the free version, and it
I
just
want to
gives
watch
you
Ultimate Girls Trip.
Yeah, it just gives you limited ads. And
right.
you can watch the first 6 minutes of Ultimate Girls Trip right now on BravoTV.com. It is going to be good. I thought it was going to be lame, but I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, it is going to be good. So I enjoy TV. I enjoy good TV. I love the morning show. We were just rambling. Sorry, y'all. We started rambling about all kinds of stuff. Jen Shaw, did you see the clip of Lisa calling 6 different lawyers on the car ride to Vail or wherever they're going?
Yes.
Erica became completely unfucking glued about one lawyer, one phone call that wasn't on camera that Sutton admitted to later and was like, I just wanted to understand. I thought Sutton was really reasonable in that moment. Can you imagine how Jen Shaw is going to react to Lisa Barlow being like, oh my God, I'm shaking. Oh my God, I'm shook. Oh my God, what's this mean? Oh my God, what's the case number? Oh my God, what can you find out? Can you imagine?
I mean, to be honest with you, I have bigger fish to fry in this conversation of Salt Lake City because I'm still just pissed at Whitney.
About?
Turning off the mic. Yes.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
Be a team player, Whitney.
Somebody's about to demote your ass to a friend role.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because you had one job. Nene Leakes did it right on Atlanta. She kept the mic on even when she told a fib and said, no, the mic is off. Like Whitney... I mean, honestly, Jen Shaw knew. You could tell by her face. She would have double checked to make sure that the mic was unplugged anyways. She would have pulled the mic pack. Yeah, she would have just been like.
She would have pulled the mic pack when she wasn't on camera. She would have walked out and then pulled it.
I'm curious what you thought about all of that because we finally got the scene. It was a 90-minute special, and without the Jen Shaw, it was the first episode that was actually interesting. Mary was on a different level with Whitney. I don't even know what the hell was happening, and that was all craziness. And also trying to set her up to Elle Wood harass.
That's exactly what it was. It was mean girl shit, and I don't like that at all. But it made no sense. And then Mary was pissed that she didn't play along. That's what Mary was pissed about.
It's not even playing along. It's not. She's not even a part of the joke. She is the joke.
Exactly. And Mary was mad she couldn't make her that joke. I don't like that. We didn't really see this side of Mary last season. And it was so mean. And then when Whitney started going through the different text messages she had gotten from Mary, I was like, that's fucking mean. Like there's something more there. And I don't understand what it is yet, but there's more there than just, well, you didn't answer my FaceTime 4 times. She's like, I'm literally in the car. If somebody called me 4 times on FaceTime, I'd be like, you need a timeout.
Right. Well, and it's not only that, but like the way we have seen tidbits of Mary in the past, like season 1, when she was not backing down from the hospital smell. And she was kind of like, I said what I said. I'm not taking it is what it is. I said it. And I've seen moments from her that are super questionable, but the whole thing, the sit down between her and Whitney, like at the table with everyone involved, none of it made sense to me. Right. And little does Mary know, you're so busy over here chopping Whitney's head off. Lisa Barlow's over here introducing members of the congregation to cameras, which that man unfortunately passed away. So that's terrible.
Saw that, but it was a setup like we saw in New Jersey when they brought the club owner to try to be like, hey, Melissa, remember me? That's the first, like New Jersey kind of coined that. That's the first time we really saw the bringing in an outside party to set someone up with like receipts. And that's what it felt like to me. He seemed like a lovely individual, but it felt like that.
I mean, it felt so staged, to be honest with you. The whole thing felt staged, but
Lisa Barlow has staged everything this season. Come on now.
She has, and she's been really bad at it because
she's bad at it. She's like, it's not a setup. Yes, it is.
I mean, you need to follow Lisa Vanderpump, Nene Leakes. Like, who are a few other amazing women that get the story going? Bethany Frankel, like these women.
LVP has that in her soul, though.
Yes.
That's like
she's queen of it.
She is. Yes. I think Lisa's trying to play a game that maybe she doesn't have all the pieces to.
I think Lisa's trying to come up with the ideas, pre-produce and execute them, where I feel like Lisa Vanderpump was successful in doing this because she would come up with the ideas. And then I feel like she would find people who really looked up to her and would want to follow her lead. So she would plant these seeds in people who couldn't really think for themselves on the show, like Brandi Glanville or Teddy Mellencamp. And then she'd be like, go. And then they would go and cause all this chaos. And then it would come back to LVP and she'd be like, I didn't say that. Teddy's the one who said it to you.
She would pull the pin on their grenade and throw it. And they'd be like, you did that. She's like, I didn't do it. The grenade did it.
Yeah. She's like, Teddy's the one who said it. What are you talking about? I'm right here. Why would I say that?
Goodbye, Kyle.
Yeah. Goodbye, Kyle. But for Lisa Barlow, she's like, oh, hey, I just wanted to introduce you to a friend, whatever. And then they're like, Lisa, we need you for a photo. And then they pull Lisa out for a photo, but then she never returns to the conversation. And now she's over here in this other conversation where people are legit talking to her. And she's like looking over her shoulder, like, what's going on? What's going on? Do I go back? It was shady. But
it was shady. And Meredith seems so rattled. I don't know what we didn't see on TV, but the conversation was not rattling. He seemed like a lovely gentleman. He was just like, look, there's stuff that's off. If he spilled more tea, we would have seen it. So.
Right. Definitely. What did you think about Jen Shaw saying that she's like, I have to go, Coach Shaw, he has internal bleeding. So I have to go. Guys, I'm so sorry. I'll give you a call. And she thought about that so fast, so quick on her feet, jumps in the car, and she's out of there. But listen, one, it's so shitty to lie about anyone in your family being sick or especially internal bleeding. Like, that's next level shit. That's
if you're gonna lie, less is more.
Yes.
And she could have just said, there's an issue I have to deal with. Sharif called. I will let you guys know when I can. I'll text you. I'm leaving, and just walked out and not answered any questions. But I thought it was more believable than, my Tom confronted burglaries and then had to go to the hospital and have eye surgery, and my son flipped his car 6 times. Yeah, it's been a busy week. I found it more believable than that. And we know that Jen is telling us bullshit. And I thought she lied better than I don't know. She told a clean and concise story. I think she lied very fluidly in that scene. And I wonder if that will come back to bite her in the ass when she goes to trial. If she testifies for herself, it's going to be like this. They know what happened on the phone call, because the phone call, if it was Sharif, he was at the house while the federal agents were there searching the house, and we're like, the feds are here. She knows this is coming because the feds have searched the business and served and indicted people that she was in business with a year and a half prior. She knew there was always a possibility of the feds coming down on her head. People she was in business with had been arrested. She knew that was a possibility. She'd already been investigated by the FTC. So getting a call that the feds are there, you get that call like, oh my God, the feds are raiding our house. And your first response is going to be, what the fuck did you just say to me right now? You're not going to be like, okay. Can you unplug this? Okay. She knew that this was a possibility in her life. So that's why she was able to react in the moment. It's not because it wasn't something that was never going to happen. Does that make sense?
No, definitely 100%. This is just pissing me off because I trusted her and now I feel like I don't. So now I'm getting trust issues from Jen Shaw.
You had trust with Jen Shaw?
I mean, at one point I felt like maybe it could be my spirit animal after like 4 tequilas and a bad night. Yes, I feel like I could have been a Jen Shaw.
She's your messy personality. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, she is my messy personality. Yes. Okay. Very rarely does my inner Jen Shaw come out. Maybe once like every 2 years, but that bitch lives in there somewhere. She's down there. I just try to keep her put. But then again, somebody's trying to keep Jen Shaw put down too right now. So there's a lot.
We'll definitely see what happens. I think this Sunday is the thing I'm looking at the most forward to. I'm really interested to see what goes down because we know some of it. We know that they pull the truck over the side of the road. We know she's arrested. We know that she is arraigned that day. We know she goes and meets with her lawyers. Like, we know all of these things go down. So I'm just waiting to see how these things go down.
And it's interesting too. Kate Casey, and I have to go listen to the podcast. Reality
bus driver.
Yeah. She got the van driver on her podcast who I guess is telling her his, in his mind what happened. But Sister Babylon, thank you.
I'm on that episode too.
Did you see it?
I'm on that episode with her too.
Oh, are you? Oh my gosh, that's my point. You're literally everywhere. You're everywhere. We love it. I feel like I don't know, were you this busy when I first met you?
Almost this busy when we first met. Yeah. I feel like I need to change. Like my tagline on socials is everyone's favorite legal commentator. I think I need to change it to the internet's favorite legal commentator, because it's kind of like that's where we're at.
Do you know?
But yeah, I'm on that episode with Kate. I really enjoy her as well.
I mean, I think she's great in the way that she just sometimes she has that like stale delivery where she's like, what is it called? It's a dry sense of humor.
Deadpan.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, deadpan. And I love deadpan. But Sister Babylon said poor Lisa can throw a rock and hide her hand. Yeah, she is a good investigator. Mm-hmm. That's so funny that you're on that. And by the way, we're about to celebrate our 1-year anniversary soon, you and I.
I know.
Because I think we did our very first video together in January.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been a good year. This last year for me has been quite a blur, because for the chat, I see a lot of the law nerds in the chat who are like, Emily, aren't you premiering a video in like 10 minutes? Yes, don't worry, it's a premiere. I'll be there. We're good. But my channel changed when I shifted into mostly pop culture, and that was a year ago. So my channel really grew November last year as I was shifting into this, and then everything kind of took off. So it's just been, the last year has been really good to me, because I get to have a lot of fun talking about the shit that I love with people that I would want to go have a glass of champs with. And it's just been a blessing. And you are definitely you are definitely one of those people. So
I'm hoping, and because I do want to let you go so you can go do your premiere. I am hoping, though, I'm hopeful. We had a conversation. I would love to see you with the other person I was talking to you about in Nashville. It would be
you're not dropping the whole tea, you guys. This is tea that Adam probably shouldn't be spilling right now. So pay attention.
Yes. Well, I've been very vague about it.
Things are going to happen.
I've been very vague about it. I'm flying to Los Angeles to do a promotional shoot for this amazing thing that we have coming up, and we will get to see Emily D. Baker, and maybe you guys will too. And hopefully, when I'm in town, I get to do a bourbon tour.
Are you going to LA soon?
Yeah, I'm going on December 10th.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, December 10th I'm going, and then I'm going to be super quick in and out. Jason and I were going to go and have fun and like go to some restaurants and see our friends and stuff. But now I just saw where Governor Gavin Newsom is doing a thing until March of 2022 and talking about lockdown again. And I was like, I remember how bad it was being there. Yep. I don't really want to be in California right now, because it was like a dark cloud over the city for a long time. Like going through the pandemic.
Lockdown was not good, because I was in LA. I was still in LA when lockdown started March 2020. And it was wild, but we moved at the end of June. We were like, we're out, and we moved to Middle Tennessee out here by Nashville. So it was interesting. Just the few months of it we went through, I was like, I can't do this. It was hard. I feel really bad if they
lock it down
again. Sorry. I saw the chat asking where my cat is. Don't worry, he'll be back.
Fred is Emily's cat. All right. Well, with that, Emily, I know you have a video to go premiere, so I'm going to let you go. I probably need to go eat some more before Hot Messy Topics, but thank you so much for coming on and joining me. I appreciate the hell out of you. It's always a great time, and I hope to see you soon. See you.
Thank you, everybody, for having me. Thank you. You guys, don't forget to subscribe to Adam and hit the like on your way out. That's what we do here.
And don't forget to subscribe to Emily D. Baker, and keep your eyes open for what's going on with Britney Spears. And make sure to go to the community tab and vote on the drink for.
Yep, I'm going to go put it up right now.
All right, Emily, we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Bye.
We love you. All right, guys, make sure you go subscribe to Emily D. Baker, the #1 legal commentator on YouTube. We love her over here, and what an amazing conversation. We held over 1,800 in the room, and we've been on here for an hour and 20 minutes, but we will be back so very soon because, well, in an hour and 40 minutes, we are going live for Hot Messy Topics. Guys, I pin Hot Messy Topics at the top of this chat. I'm also reposting it right now. Click the link. I just dropped it. Click the link for Hot Messy Topics. It's a subscribers only live chat, unlike this one. But go ahead, smash the like button, get subscribed. That way you guys can call in. We have amazing topics tonight. Call in, join the panel, and join the live chat. Thank you to all of our mods, super chat, super stickers, and everyone for your amazing questions today. We will see you soon.